mothers in type 3, of which 5 are to be seen, lack empathy for the needs of their infants. They are so overconfident that they are unaware that even a tiny infant needs to be encouraged to take an active role in his own feeding. Although they have a capacity for tenderness in responding to their infants, they disparage qualities of affection or tolerance. They are determined to get food into their babies and quite overlook the rapport offered by the feeding experience. In the first 5 minutes, this mother has interrupted the bottle feeding many times to feed more cereal against the baby's wish. To accomplish her aim, she pushes the food in rapidly. The little girl is obviously frustrated, preferring to keep sucking, as most infants of her age do. Occasionally, the mother responds to the baby's need for physical security, but does not maintain her tactile support. She says explicitly that she dislikes feeding the baby. The burping is inventive, automatic, and often rough. After she has alternated the feeding of milk and cereal 23 times and burped 600 times, her painful smile reflects her general tension. The feeding is about to begin, and the mother has placed the baby in a position that enables them to look at each other. But as the mother fusses over the infant cries. Her crying does not disconcert the mother. This mother loves activity and excitement and has her feeding strategy planned to keep command of the little girl and to maintain her own comfort. Despite the appearance of intimacy in this part of the feeding, only the baby's back is touched by the mother. For most of the 40 minutes that this feeding lasted, the little girl fidgeted and the mother remained cheerful. Mothers in type 3 often choose to place their babies in an infant seat, even in the baby's first weeks. They say this gives them better control of the baby. This baby's body is poorly supported. The back of his legs are pressed stiffly against the hard edge of the seat, and he has no freedom to move. The mother, to feed without interruption, pins down both of his arms. She hardly gives him time to swallow. After the vegetables, there have been 14 episodes of bottle feeding. The baby has no more appetite, and he spends his energy in pushing the bottle away. But the mother urges it upon him again. Among mothers in type 3, it is common that the mode of feeding agitates the baby, even though it satisfies his hunger, and thus the mother's impatience with feeding becomes fixed. Gradually, the mother avoids distressing scenes by leaving him to feed alone. Here, the baby enlists his whole body in the fight against the bottle. This feeding ends in an angry struggle on the baby's part, and with an air of sulky defeat on the part of the mother. This mother, describing how she loves to hold her baby, stimulates him to take more milk. She stimulates him by twirling the nipple in his mouth, which she did several hundred times during this feeding. The mother stares at him without expression. His gaze at the ceiling seems equally affectless. She halts her activity with the bottle, only to clean his eyes. After this very long feeding, the baby has fallen asleep, but the mother is eager to awaken him. She doesn't realize she can do this by holding him erect or by talking to him. Instead, she brushes his lips seductively with the nipple. She seems avid to demonstrate her skill in getting him to suck again. When he does awaken, she's indifferent to his protests. This last mother in type 3 adjusts a bib on her baby calmly while he cries because of hunger. Abruptly, she shifts him to a feeding position. She's determined to feed carrots first and have him wait for the bottle. Spoonful after spoonful increases his crankiness. He looks at his mother expressively and bursts into tears. The bottle comes into view, only to be snatched away. Now it comes even closer, but again is held off. At last he gets it, and immediately loses it in favor of a face cleaning. can suck peacefully for a few moments until the mother decides he's calm enough to be given more carrots. And then he's cleaned and burped again. Suddenly he's thrust forward and held precariously on his mother's knee. He looks about in bewilderment. She smiles self-consciously and suddenly thrusts him back to resume sucking. Although he looks at her with intensity, her face remains impassive. Another few spoonfuls of carrots are poorly received. When finally he gets the bottle, he cannot relax, for almost at once it is pulled away, and he's roughly pushed onto the edge of her lap. In the end, he has recourse only to tears. Babies of type 3 mothers share certain symptomatic behavior at 1 year. For example, restlessness, poor appetite, and erratic social responsiveness.